It's the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion. This is for Monday, the 9th of September. I'm Michael Groff. In the short term, our main concern will be the heat. Temperatures not only above average, but close to record territory today, tomorrow, maybe even on Wednesday. But then a major change in the weather pattern begins to take place later in the week as a trough comes through the western states, and that will give rise to windy conditions, cooler temperatures, and there is a potential, a hope that we may very well see our long string of consecutive days with high temperatures at or above 100 degrees here in Phoenix coming to an end by this weekend. On top of that, there's also the bonus of a chance at some rain around here too. Oh yeah, a lot going on. We'll dive in and talk about it. First, the almanac from yesterday. 110 degrees was the afternoon high. 88 the morning low. Both of those are in orange because they are both records. The 110 ties a record high for the date that goes all the way back to last year. And that low of 88, that's a record warm low temperature. 103 and 81 are the averages. Looking outside right now, here in the 12 o'clock hour, sunny, 102 degrees, but just absolutely dry. 31 is the dew point, relative humidity 8%, wind light barometer is falling. We'll show you this graphic because people ask about this after every video now, and people email about it, and they want to see where we are at in our temperature statistics for the year. So there it is. We've had 112 days total with a high temperature at or above 100 degrees, and 105 of those have been consecutive days. And of course, 59 days with a high temperature at or above 110. And I think we are finally done with low temperatures in the 90s. So we'll close out the year 2024 with 39 days with a low temperature at or above 90. My goodness, just brutal year. We're probably not done with lows in the 80s just yet, though. So we'll tack onto that record. You can see all those records that have fallen by the wayside. All right. Upper level weather pattern across the nation right now. Why is it so hot still? Well, high pressure's in control across the southwest, and you can see underneath that just incredibly dry air. Now, this afternoon, there might be a high base storm or two across northern Arizona, but for the most part, we're going to stay dry. But a trough is going to rapidly develop and deepen over the Pacific Northwest and the Great Basin by the time we get toward the middle and latter part of the upcoming week. We also have our tropical system developing over the Gulf of Mexico. We'll get to that in just a moment. The watch warning map, obviously red flag warnings across the Intermountain West, the Rockies north of us, and some heat, still a problem for the lower Colorado River Valley. We've got hurricane watches posted for the Gulf Coast, hurricane warnings off the coast, and that is with our system that's out there now. That's Francine. Convective outlook for today. No organized severe weather expected, at least across Arizona. Although there could be a few storms over the northern part of the state, we do have a small risk, that marginal risk of severe storms across parts of upstate New York. The tropics, couple of points of interest out here. There's a wave out in the eastern Atlantic moving to the central Atlantic. That does have a chance to develop, but it's probably going to gain latitude if it does. The big story is Tropical Storm Francine. That's out there in the western Gulf, going to move to the north-northeast, and this will make landfall, looks like pretty close to Morgan City, Louisiana, as a hurricane, probably a Category 1 hurricane. Of course, there is talk about the possibility of some rapid intensification, but Category 1 seems to be the place where most of our models come to the agreement here. And that is expected to make landfall sometime Wednesday evening on the Louisiana coast. And again, that'll obviously still a Category 1 hurricane. You got to take that seriously. But, this has been a fairly quiet tropical season so far. So you knew things were going to start to pick up eventually. Obviously, some much needed rain could be brought to the southeast U.S., though. So there is some good to come of that system. All right, now for us, let's talk rainfall around here. This is valid through Monday morning of next week from the WPC. Rain amounts in Phoenix, generally at or under 1/10 of an inch. The heavier totals found along the international border, southern and southeast Arizona, where you could see as much as a half inch of rain or so. But of course, your amount will vary. We'll talk about what's going on. Why do we have any rain chances at all? What's happening? Let's get to it here. Look at the models. Here we go, the GFS. This is the 12Z run, and it's valid at 5 o'clock this afternoon. Obviously, you've got that tropical system over the western Gulf. You've got high pressure out here in the west. You got a trough that's beginning to develop over the Pacific Northwest that will emerge later this week. What it means for the rest of the day down at the surface for us, how about sunny? How about hot? Highs 105 to 109. Tonight, we are clear. Overnight lows will get down in the mid-70s in the cooler valley locations, low 80s still in the urban core. Again, I think we're done with those 90-degree lows. That's good. Tomorrow, sunny, very hot. Highs anywhere from 106 to 110. This could be our last 110-degree day of the year. I hope so. Maybe we don't even make it to 110 tomorrow, but it's going to be close enough that we'll still keep that in the forecast. No storm chances tomorrow, though. We're dry. Same story Wednesday, except temperatures probably back off a couple of degrees, around 104 to 108. Sky sunny, air dry, troughing over the Pacific Northwest. We've got some rain up there in the Pacific Northwest. That's great news. Now, all that's going to stay to the north of us, but the influence of this trough will begin to be felt by Thursday. We'll see breezy conditions around here, and temperatures will start to lower as the upper heights fall. I still think it'll be a fairly warm day here on Thursday. Highs probably around 103 to 107. Further to the west across southeast California, I think high temperatures actually will be a little bit lower as they come under the influence of that system. By Friday, hey, low temperatures around here could be down maybe getting into the upper 60s in the cooler valley locations and 70s for the rest of us. High temperatures on Friday. Yeah, we may just barely be getting above 100, probably anywhere from about 100 to 104. But some of the deserts may not make 100. And a few isolated showers and storms over the southern part of the state, the southern border, maybe southeast Arizona. We're going to watch for an increase in moisture starting this weekend, too, as many of our ensembles are indicating a follow-up trough developing along the west coast at some point this weekend and early next week, and some moisture begins to get drawn up here. Now, keep in mind, this is not really a monsoon setup. We're done talking monsoon because the monsoon is, for all intents and purposes, it's over. This is more of a transitional type of pattern. This is more of a fall-like pattern where moisture is drawn in thanks primarily to mid-latitude cyclones or cutoff lows, as opposed to our monsoon sort of subtropical high. Either way, we'll have to start to introduce some chances of rain on Saturday night, low-end chances, but that's something to watch. And then Sunday, we'll put in a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms around here, and high temperatures will top out pretty close to 100. We may not even make it to 100 on Sunday. Our guidance is a little mixed on this, but I'd say highs probably 95 to 100 for Sunday and a chance of showers. If we actually get some rain in here, yeah, we could stay below 100 Saturday or more likely Sunday. It's going to be close one way or the other, but hey, at least that potential is there. And we're seeing high temperatures that are getting back closer to where they ought to be for this time of year. All right, now a week from today, this is Monday the 16th. And look at what we've got going on here. A fairly sharp trough for this time of year coming into the western United States. And that does look like one of those classic transitional type events. And with that configuration, it could draw some moisture up here. And this time of the year, when you see that, it could spell some active weather, some strong, maybe severe storms in association with that. Now, we're going to watch that carefully, of course. That doesn't mean it's going to happen, but we have seen, especially on the European deterministic model runs, a pretty impressive trough coming in and the potential of some showers, thunderstorms, and maybe some strong storms. But this, let's face it here, this is a week out, so a lot can change between now and then. The other thing is temperatures close to average and maybe not even making 100 degrees if that's right, with the chance of showers and storms around. Going out 10 days, this is Wednesday, the 18th. Now that's out of here, that trough, but we have another trough north of the state, a westerly flow. We're dry, but temperatures close to normal if that's right. And that means highs mid-90s to about 100. So it sure looks like We're done with the real intense heat, and we're just going to stick with normal mid to late September kind of weather around here, which is still toasty, but those overnight lows will be much more pleasant, much more manageable. We could very well soon be done with those 80-degree overnight lows. All right, looking at rainfall for Phoenix off the GFS ensemble. This goes out through the 23rd of September. Ensemble mean is about 1/3 of an inch. European ensemble not far off of that, just under 1/3 of an inch, so pretty good agreement there. Now, of course, there's some members that show nothing at all, and that's always a possibility, but it sure looks like the ensemble guidance is shifting toward at least a possibility for some precipitation out here in the extended. And temperatures off the national blend of models. This is the greatest news of all. I know highs dropping in the 90s for a lot of the country. People look at that and go, you guys are happy about that? Yes. Oh, we are ecstatic about that. High temperatures maybe staying below 100 degrees for multiple days. Now, I know someone's going to ask in the comments, or somebody will email, does this mean we're going to be done with the hundreds? Let's not get too excited about that just yet, okay? But it does mean that our consecutive streak could be coming to an end, and it also means that the number of 100-degree days left in the year is pretty limited, pretty finite amount. We may only have a handful after this into late September, maybe early October. We'll see. But that looks encouraging. And overnight lows dropping into the 70s in the mid-city, which means, again, upper 60s are possible in the coolest valley locations. And that's going to do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video is due back here tomorrow morning. And should you happen to enjoy these videos, then be sure to subscribe, like, share, click that notification bell, leave those comments, questions, and suggestions. If you really like what we do here, then click that thanks icon below the video here on YouTube and make those monetary contributions, or you can donate directly to me via PayPal. groffshow@gmail.com is the address for PayPal. It's groffshow@gmail.com for PayPal. I'll have you know that the executive producer of the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion is my one and only, the sweetest of all time, the Asian sensation and proprietor of sweetchildaz.com.org and the Facebook page of the same name, Sweet Child Arizona. Talking about my Michelle, check her out. Check out everything Michelle related, linked up down in the description. Also, check out our streaming station, available 24/7, 365. It is called KMGX. And you might be saying, well, what do you guys do with that? We play a ton of music. It is the most eclectic mix of music you will find online or on any station, anywhere, commercial station, online station, anywhere, ever. Believe me. So do check that out. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. All of your continued support. So greatly appreciated. Please be safe. Stay cool. Stay hydrated out there. You guys have yourselves a fantastic rest of your Monday.